Cyber attacks are incredibly frequent, with incidents occurring approximately every 39 seconds. This translates to more than 2,000 attacks per day. One of the key talks at Wednesday's Tech Hub Islands Summit, hosted by the American Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago, addressed the ongoing threat of cybercrime. Here's Terry Ann Brown Campbell with the details.
Addressing the American Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago's Tech Hub Islands Summit, Director of Cybersecurity at Symptai Consulting, Rory Ebanks, focused on cyber warfare and the new digital battlefield.
So let's think about the monetary value in terms of a breach. On average, it costs about $4.88 million US. This is global statistics whenever a company suffers a breach. That's a 10% increase compared to 2023.
The cybersecurity expert noted that cybercriminals are evolving at an alarming pace as they weaponize artificial intelligence and deepfake technology.
On average, it takes about a year for an organization to identify that they have been breached through a compromised credential. Imagine a hacker gaining access to your username and password. Do you have any controls in place to identify that?
The summit also featured a technology exhibition. Instructor at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, David Edwards, said the academic institution is making sure no one is left behind in this new digital era.
So what we want to do is we actually want to educate. We want to have this lab where persons from SMEs, micro enterprises, small enterprises could come and they could actually learn how to use some of these tools, right? Even open source tools. So the cost that would impact their business wouldn't be that much if they're using open source tools. So AI has become very easy to implement, actually. So we want to actually show these persons how easy it is to implement in their business.
AmCham TT's annual Tech Hub Island Summit began on Tuesday and ended on Wednesday. Terry Ann Brown Campbell, TTT News.
A recent report indicates that 1.7 billion passwords have been compromised and are being actively marketed on the dark web by cybercriminals. At the American Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago's Tech Hub Islands Summit on Wednesday, one director of cybersecurity shared statistics on cyber attacks and the methods hackers use to perpetuate their attacks.
A lot of times we see that hacks are happening, data breaches are happening, and these incidents are not being reported. But we saw 118 incidents being reported. That's a significant amount, right? How many of that was in the news? Even the ransomware, we saw 9 ransomware in 2024. Maybe we saw 1 news bulletin about it.
Mr. Rory Ebanks said hackers are no longer trying to break down firewalls and use other complex hacking methods. He agreed they are choosing to purchase information on the dark web.
They literally can go on the dark web and start seeing information that has vulnerabilities. In this case, for Trinidad, we saw 106,000 assets, meaning computers, servers, cameras, listed on the dark web, and 23,000 vulnerabilities. You may ask, what are some of these assets?